World Wide Web. World Wide Web is a set of protocols that allows you to access any document on the net through a naming system based on URLs. Hypertext and hyperlink. A hypertext file is a document that can incorporate text, graphic images, audio, and video tracks, and dynamic links to related files or documents. Dynamic links are called hyperlinks. Telnet. Telnet is an internet utility that helps to log on to remote computer systems. Web browser and web server. A web browser is a www client that navigates through the World Wide Web and display web pages. A web server is a www server that responds to the requests made by the web browsers. A location on a web server is called a website. URL, Uniform Resource Locator. Each website has a unique address called URL. Remote desktop software. Remote desktop software lets you access your computer and all its applications over the internet. Example, TeamViewer. Web hosting. The computer system providing the web hosting is known as web server or the web host. Web host allows their customers to place web documents such as HTML pages, graphics, and other multimedia files onto a special type of computer called a web server. Web hosting can be categorized into four: free hosting, virtual or shared hosting, dedicated hosting, co-location hosting. Free hosting. Hosting web pages for no cost. Example, GeoCities, Tripod, Homestead, etc. Virtual or shared hosting. Virtual hosting is where one's website domain is hosted on the web server of hosting company along with other websites. This type of hosting is provided under one's own domain name. Dedicated hosting. In this type of hosting, the company wishing to go online rents an entire web server from a hosting company. Co-location hosting. In this type of hosting, the company actually owns the server on which its site is hosted. The company owning the site, rather than the web hosting company, is responsible for all server administration. The web hosting company is only responsible for providing rack space for server and meeting its physical needs. HTML. HTML is a document layout and hyperlink specification language. A language used to design the layout of a document and to specify the hyperlinks. HTML provides many layout commands called tags that control the presentation of information on a web page. XML, Extensible Markup Language. XML is a markup language containing structural information. Structural information contains both the content and the information about the content. In HTML, tag sets are fixed. XML provides a facility to define tags and the structural relationships between them. DHTML, Dynamic HTML. Dynamic HTML refers to new HTML extensions that will enable a web page to react to user input without sending requests to the web server. Dynamic HTML allows a web page to change after it is loaded into the browser. There doesn't have to be any communication with the web server for an update. Web scripting. A script is a list of commands embedded in a web page. Scripts are interpreted and executed by a certain program or a scripting engine. The process of creating and embedding scripts in a web page is known as web scripting. The programming languages in which scripts are written are called scripting languages. Example, VB script, JavaScript, etc. There are two types of scripts: client-side script, server-side script. Client-side script. The client-side scripts are downloaded at the client end and then interpreted and executed by the browser. Client-side scripting is browser dependent. Client-side scripting is used when there is client-side interaction. Example, to get data from user screen or browser, online games, customizing the display of page in a browser without reloading the page, etc. And the example for the client-side scripts are VB script, JavaScript, etc. Server-side scripting. Server-side scripting enables the completion or carrying out a task at the server end and then sending the result to the client side. Server-side scripting is used when the information is sent to a server to be processed at the server end. Example, password protection, form processing, etc. And the examples for server-side scripting languages are PHP, ASP, etc.